So you think living in America has to drain your bank account? Cute. While some people are dropping $3,000 a month on an apartment the size of a shoebox and buying $8 lattes, there are still towns in this country where you can buy an entire house for the price of a used Toyota. And no, we're not talking about ghost towns where your only neighbor is a tumbleweed. We're talking about real places with running water, grocery stores, and neighbors who might actually invite you over for a barbecue instead of sending you an HOA fine. In one of these towns, you can grab a 4-bedroom brick house for less than your student loan debt. But let's be real. Cheap rarely means perfect. In these places, a low mortgage usually comes bundled with brutal winters, crime rates that'll make you invest in a solid security system, or an economy stuck in the 1980s. So, grab your coffee, hopefully not an $8 one, hit that like button, and let's break down 3 towns where the housing market feels like a literal glitch. Number 3. Canton, Ohio. Home to the Pro Football Hall of Fame and houses priced so low it genuinely feels like a typo. Population sits around 70,000. The median home price? $115,000. Yeah, you heard that right. If you look around, you can snatch up a solid early 20th century 3-bedroom house with a big front porch and a detached garage for $85 grand. In California, that buys you a parking spot. Average rent here hovers around $800 a month. This is the classic Rust Belt story. Factories used to pump out serious money here. Then the industry collapsed and Canton went to sleep. But today, downtown is actually coming back to life. Craft breweries, coffee shops, and art spaces are popping up. Locals are proud of their city, and they're actively trying to rebuild it. The catch? The poverty rate pushes past 30%. Crime, especially property crime, is noticeably higher than the national average. Leaving your lawnmower out on the front yard overnight is a bad idea. In the winters, gray, snowy, and pretty depressing. But if you work remote and want to buy a house without trapping yourself in a 30-year mortgage nightmare, Canton is waiting for you. Number 2. Anniston, Alabama. Southern charm, the Appalachian foothills, and prices that'll make you rub your eyes. Population around 21,000. Median home price sits at a ridiculous $120,000. For $95,000, you can find a brick house with a massive backyard lined with tall pines. You get privacy, quiet, and rent that averages around $750 a month. The cost of living here is roughly 18% below the U.S. average. Anniston is surrounded by nature. If you're into hiking, mountain biking, or just sitting on a porch in absolute silence, this place delivers. Downtown still holds on to its stunning Victorian architecture. Mom-and-pop diners serve actual homemade food, and people here would genuinely say hi to you on the street. Now for the reality check. The job market is tough. Unless you're in healthcare, education, or willing to commute to a bigger city, career growth is gonna be a struggle. Crime is also a factor, meaning you'll need to vet your neighborhoods very carefully. And then there's the weather. From May to October, it is hot, and the humidity feels like walking through soup. Your summer AC bill might actually compete with your mortgage. Would you trade city stress for southern quiet with a side of economic struggle? Anniston's taking bets. And number 1, Danville, Illinois, a city that lost a chunk of its population but kept all the infrastructure. Median home price? Brace yourself, $80,000. You can grab a spacious 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a full basement for $65,000. That is not a down payment. That is the entire house. Rent will run you anywhere from $650 to $700 a month. Danville sits just a couple of hours away from Chicago and Indianapolis. You get to live dirt cheap, but you can still access major cities when you need to. The town is surrounded by gorgeous state parks, lakes, and rivers. It's a quiet retreat for anyone sick of the rat race. So, why is it so cheap? The economy. When the big factories shut down, people left. The population is aging, and new businesses aren't exactly rushing in. Drive through certain streets, and you'll see abandoned houses that nature is slowly reclaiming. Crime is present, though it has been trending down recently. Winters will cut you straight to the bone, and spring brings a very real chance of tornado warnings. Danville, like the other towns on this list, isn't selling you the cinematic American dream. It's offering reality, a place where your bank account can actually breathe. You don't need to be a millionaire to own a home in the U.S. You just need to be willing to compromise. So, would you pack up and move to one of these towns for an $80,000 house? Or would you rather pay $3,000 for a studio just to be near the action? Let me know in the comments. I'll read them all. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.